No dramas, boss. You
Just
know the drill.
just to see if we can be heard and all that, because that usually helps.
Better to be heard but not seen.
We've definitely got the face for radio, us two, haven't we?
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Unusual day for us, but you know, needs must. Welcome to our watch it along of the biggest meeting of the championship season. It's the Poole Pirates versus the Redcar Bears in the semi-final. And this evening, as always, I'm joined by Mr. Dylan. How are we doing this evening?
It's just nice to have some speedway on, isn't it? We've had a little bit of crap weather recently, so all of our plans have pretty much gone out the window.
Basically, yeah.
Crap weather when summer ends, I refuse to take that.
Trevor.
We've got one person in the comments already who was in before we started. Anthony Millwood, come on, Poole. Should we have a look at the two lineups?
Oh, go on then.
I'll let you pick which one you want to do tonight, and I'll do the other.
I'll do the home side, being as I've kitted up in the away side's merch.
Fair enough. So I'll do Redcar first then. Lining up for the Bears at number 7. Had a very stressful day today, but he's there now. We'll talk about that in a few moments. Ace Piper riding at number 6, his reserve partner Jody Scott, an early season signing for the Bears, and it's proved pivotal as well. Danny King rides at number 5, through to the playoff final with Ipswich already in the Premiership. At number 4, a rider who's in the Premiership semi-finals, made a mid-season return to racing, and he's done that very, very well. Berwick's Nick Morris. At number 3, Jason Edwards also makes it through to the Premiership final with Ipswich, lining up for the Bears tonight. Celebrated his birthday a couple of days ago. At number 2 is Jake Mulford, moves back into the main body of the side now after a spell at reserve, and back to number 2 where he's raced for most of the season. And at number 1, it's the skipper Charles Wright, who's as good as anybody in these sort of meetings, will lead from the front for the Bears and could have a massive part to play this evening. Palmer, your Redcar man to watch.
Can I go for 2?
If you want.
Jody Scott and Ace Piper. Like I said to you before we come on, reserves are going to be pivotal because personally I don't think there's much between the top 5s, and it's all going to come down to reserves. And that probably gives my poor men to watch away, but it's going to come down to who's got the better 6 and 7.
Yeah, you've probably got a very good point, actually. I'm going to go unusually, actually, for the guest, Nick Morris. He knows Wimborne Road as well as anybody. I don't think he's raced here this year. I don't think he was in the Berwick side when they were here.
I don't think he was he?
No, I don't think so. He hasn't raced here for a couple of years, so it will be different, but he's always gone well here, including winning a league title, as I think it was as a guest for Poole in 2018 at this track, so he knows his way around here as well as anybody. So I think he's going to have a pivotal part to play, and at number 4 as well. That's a big rider to have in the second string position.
Yeah, 100%.
Just quickly, before we do for the home team, Winnie's in the comment. Evening, gents. Another familiar face.
Good evening, Winnie. Are you doing well this fine, cold Tuesday night?
Weird having speedway on a Tuesday, isn't it?
It doesn't feel right, does it? It's not a normal speedway night, this. So for the Pirates at number 7, William Cairns. At number 6, that young whippersnapper is the Harbour Masters champion, don't forget. Paul Stark. At number 5, Anders Rowe. At 4, Zach Cook. At 3, Kerr of the Lewis variety. Number 2, Colt Hero, Tobias Thompson. And at number 1, Richard Lawson. Who are you meant to watch and why?
I'm going to go for the Pirates number 1, the boring option, Richard Lawson. started the season not in his finest of form. Certainly at home, I think we kept count at the start of the season. There were a few Heat 1s he notoriously didn't win, and he's notorious for winning Heat 1. So that was a bit of a surprise, but he has got it all together now, and when he's got it all on song, he's a fantastic rider to have, especially at number 1.
100%. And I'm just going to go for the one Poole man to watch, and that's Paul Stark. I know I did mention that reserves are going to be key, and Will Cairns obviously is yet to experience a big time meeting like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to sort of tell at the minute if the occasion's going to get the better of him. You never know. Whereas Paul Stark, he's been here, done it, won very many T-shirts, and yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But if Poole were to have a decent lead from this, my head says it's going to be down to Paul Stark.
And that experience, you look at the two Redcar reserves, both young fellas. Will Cairns obviously recently turned of age to race in this league. All three of those are very young, so that experience of Stark could count for a lot here. And he's the sort of rider you'd like at reserve, because he did start the season crap. We had a bit of a laugh at his expense a couple of times because he wasn't doing what you'd expect. But he's definitely stepped it up a little bit now, and he's riding more like you'd expect from him at reserve.
And that looks like Liam Rumsey on the Spanish for Danny King. Liam, an absolute gem of a man and a very good speedway mechanic.
And we spoke about the little bit of drama for our work partnership rider Ace earlier. His van broke down on the way down from his home to Poole. He broke down somewhere near Cumbria. He had to unload his van. The Redcar management sorted him out a hire van from Leeds, which went straight up to the services where he was at, put him and his kit up with, I think it was Jamie Swales driving and Tio shotgunning.
Jade Mudgeway.
Jade Mudgeway.
Jade Mudgeway.
I knew it began with a J.
Both begin with a J.
Yeah, close enough. But yeah, Jade drove the van, Tio rode shotgun, and Ace was in the middle. Got his Kevlars on because he expected to be here a little bit closer to start time. Luckily, traffic was kind to him and he arrived at the track about 6:20. But that can either be the ideal preparation because he's had no time to think about it, or it can be a distraction and a bit of a hindrance.
Yeah, I wonder if Steen's still at the services with the van.
Oh yeah, and Steen's been left at the services to wait for the AA to come and get the other van. So spare a thought for Steen.
Now, Jamie Swales is looking very, very pop. Why can he not just turn up in jeans and a t-shirt like every other promoter?
Yeah, he's looking very official, isn't he?
Yeah.
Danny King, Gavin Parr as well, having a good chin wag with Charles Wright and the promotion of Redcar. There's I think they're cold. They're all dancing.
So I'll tell you what, Mush, it's absolutely Baltic here in Scunny.
It's quite cool here in the Midlands as well, so I can only imagine what it's like on the south coast.
Yeah. And, obviously, down in the south coast, you're not a million miles from the ocean.
You're not, no.
So you got to get the lovely sea breeze and everything there. Would like to go to Poole one day. So if you know of anybody that is near the Poole area that could hit us up with some like free tickets and all that, hit us up.
Okay, while we've got a minute, who do you think wins this? What do you think the margin will be? What would Redcar be happy with? What Poole be happy with?
I think Poole would probably be happy if they had a 10 to 12 point lead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Redcar be happy if there was going into it no more than 6 behind.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pick a winner between these two. They're two very, very good teams.
For me, I think Poole need to take a lead. Certainly in the league meeting, I know it don't count for a lot now, but the Redcar reserves at Redcar had the the beating of the Poole boys, both of them, especially Ace in that meeting was fantastic, and Jody flies around Redcar as well. So I think this is a meeting that do need to take something, but like was said in the build up, the Poole boys can ride the Echo Arena just as well as anyone.
100%. You know, Poole at Redcar this year is what Poole was at Scunny last year and the year before. They almost rode the away track like a home rider.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But if I was one to stick me head out, which on a normal occasion I am, why should the playoffs be any different? 49-41 to Poole.
I'm going to go just a touch higher. I'm going to go 51-39 to Poole. I think it might be a bit wider, but I also think Redcar are capable of clawing that back, but we're going to have to wait a shade under 3 weeks to find that out, because the second leg has been rescheduled for the 5th of October, 3 weeks this past Sunday.
That it is. So if you're at Redcar in 3 weeks on Sunday, or 2 weeks Sunday, let me know and I'll let you buy me a beer. A Newcastle brand would be preferred.
We've got 9 people watching us. Obviously, this being on BSN, our views probably will be a little bit lower than the Premiership ones. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday night actually, with the Premiership one, weather dependent.
We might be back tomorrow. We don't know yet.
I have absolutely zero faith that meeting at Oxford will be on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you've got a point. We might be back tomorrow, but probably not.
Yeah, something like that. The Redcar boys have just come out on their track walk, and the way they've got to approach this, it's just another meeting, isn't it?
Just another meeting.
Just another one. And the track looks a little heavy on the outside, but overall it looks solid enough. And there's a comment just come up on the screen actually, and it's all been over the mainstream media this week about a certain football legend and former king of the jungle from I'm a Celebrity getting involved in the media and promotional side of British Speedway, and that's from his time of coming to watch the Pirates, and that comment saying hopefully he's there to watch tonight. Let's hope Harry Redknapp can bring some new lease of life to British Speedway.
You know, when I saw it on Friday, I think it got put in the Star. I'll be honest, I didn't know what to think of it. But you know, having someone like that can only be good for the sport, can't it? So, you know, we'll see in the coming weeks, months, years, if we survive years, on how it's going to affect things. And maybe, here's an idea, Harry Redknapp should be the foreman of the AGM. The
face of British Speedway almost.
Yeah, but just put a filter on so he looks about 20 years younger.
Winnie 49-41 for me. Got to agree, start could be key. Morris should be okay, but could easily have a stinker. Jimmy says evening guys, come on the Bears, and Winnie again says it might even be too cold for my mint cornetto later.
Well, this is where you see you'll have to pop to the fridge, get a couple of donuts and pop them in the microwave.
Microwave. To be fair, right, we all know what happened with Nick Morris a couple of years ago. It's good to see him back racing Speedway though.
Oh, 100%. You know,
and he's got Sam Masters mechanic spannering for him tonight as well.
That isn't a bad thing at all.
Sam rides this place as well as anyone, so his spanner man's going to know the setup.
That he is.
And you've got a busy weekend coming up, Palmer, off down to Workington, or up to Workington, ain't you?
Oh, don't remind me. Yeah, so very, very busy weekend. As soon as I finish work on Friday, get home, quick shower, get changed, and then straight to the train station for a mere 6-hour train journey up to Workington. why do I do this to myself? And then I've got that J. Cartmel's memorial meeting on the Saturday. And then we've got an amateur meeting on the Sunday, which is probably going to be about 70 races.
Long day then.
I'm questioning my decision whether to go now.
And obviously, we've got more watch-alongs coming up. We won't be able to cover the second leg of this one though, because Palmer's open to go to that meeting with the rearrangement, and I'm being dragged to watch the horror movie Scream at an open outdoor cinema at Imley Hall, which is near me. So I'm going to be absolutely SH1T'ing myself, because me and horror movies go together like vegans and meat.
The perfect match in an alternative world.
Yeah. We've got 13 people watching us now. That's good numbers. The one neutralising factor that could be a thing here, Poole haven't raced a home meeting for a little while, so it's going to be as much about getting dialed back in at Wimborne Road for them as it is Redcar getting dialed in from the outset as well.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how we start out. And anybody watching the BSN stream, that is actually Ace. It's not Theo. I think Ace has nicked his dad's seat, keeping it in the family and all that.
That was a video and a half that was on his page earlier though, weren't it? I love the fact that Ace was the one stranded. Carrie sends that message about him being stranded, and Ace was just laughing about it. Brilliant.
It just, oh mate,
just
that group chat is something.
Just sat there chilling out, sorting his bike out, getting changed before his rental van come and got him, just living his best life. And I imagine Carrie and everybody else were the ones stressing out Ace is just that chilly, and he wouldn't have been flustered by that, and showing on that chat he wasn't.
Very true.
Someone we both know very well is in the comments. Brett, evening gents, hope you are both well.
Good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you are looking forward to your weekend with me.
Poor guy. Wouldn't wish that on anyone.
I wouldn't wish it upon myself, Bush, either.
Thought that fella down in a beer on the second turn then, he was a spitting image of Vinnie Ford.
I'll tell you what, if he was down in a beer, that man has already earned my respect this evening.
Spitting image of Vinnie Ford. For the gates for this evening, Poole won the toss with Charles Wright calling incorrectly, and Zach Cook opted to take gates 1 and 3 in heat 1, and the referee for the meeting is Chris Durno.
Well, I mean, if Righty was sensible, he'd have just called right, wouldn't he?
And we've got the 2 minutes on for heat number 1. As you said the other night at Ipswich, nothing beats Speedway under floodlights, does it?
Oh no, there's just something. Don't get me wrong, going to Speedway is great, but going to Speedway when you know it's going to be under floodlights, it just gives you that extra buzz.
And you have to wrap up. Well, obviously it's nice to get out in the summer's nights and stuff, but Speedway feels like a sport where you're under the lights, you're wrapped up, got a beanie on, got some chips and a cup of tea or something. That's what Speedway feels like to me. That's normal Speedway, not shorts and a t-shirt and an hat on trying to flick shale out my eyeballs.
A summer sport with a great big winter coat on, you can't beat it.
Heat number 1 is at Tapes, then going off gate number 1 in blue for the Pirates, Tobias Thompson, gate 2 in yellow, Jake Mulford, gate 3 in red, Richard Lawson, and off the outside in white, the skipper of Redcar is Charles Wright. Interestingly enough, the BSN coverage has Charles's brother on the commentary, good old James Wright.
Proper right. Come for Hero 2022.
And he's very good at his BSN stuff as well. I remember him it might have been the season before last season. It was the year he had missed half the season injured for Birmingham, weren't he?
Yeah.
He was very good as well.
He was probably a better commentator than he was rider.
Yeah, he's a good commentator. So Palmer, for the first time tonight, take us away, kid.
So heat number 1 then the Tapes. Rise and away we go to fairly even start there, but it says the Poole Pirates there that get into that first bend, 1 and 2, with Richard Lawson leading with Tobias Thompson there in second. Charles Wright is chasing down Tobias Thompson here, but it's currently the hosts on a big 5-1, and Richard Lawson looking around to see where his teammate is, and no doubt Richard Lawson later on in the race will let his teammate through if he's not being chased all the way by Charles Wright, which at the minute he is. But Lawson just made a perfect gate, got to that first turn first, and that's it. He's virtually away and gone without getting away too far, just to keep an eye on his teammate. And Jake Mulford, Britain's next hope of a world champion, even though the GP2 is now finally finished, is about 500 miles at the back. We've got 1 lap left to go then up to Wimborne Road in heat number 1. And it's looking like it's going to be a big 5-1 advantage to the Pirates. Although it is very close for second here, and it is Lawson that takes the win there. And perfect start for the Pirates.
Looked like Tobias Thompson had just a little nibble at the start there. The tapes were out for a long time. But the Pirates both got away. Jane Mulford got sandwiched between the two of them. Charles Wright just couldn't make it off gate 4, and Richard Lawson looked behind every bend just to see if that his less experienced teammate was still with him, and he was. Big opener for the Pirates, and heat number 1 was won by the rider in red, Richard Lawson, with a race winning time of 60.21. Second in blue, Tobias Thompson, and third in white, Charles Wright. And that's a big 5-1 to the Pirates. That was such a long hold.
It was.
Oh, I thought Jane Mulford was ending up on the deck there, to be honest. We got 20 people watching us now. The numbers have skyrocketed just of a sudden.
People love us, and there's not much else on the telly on a Tuesday.
It's a boring night, and it's Tuesdays and Sundays, the boring nights of the week. Well, until the hockey starts, then Sundays becomes a bit less boring.
And obviously we watched our first hockey last week.
Couple of good scraps in that as well, Wada.
All we watch hockey for, innit?
And there will be more of that on this YouTube channel through the winter as well. But that will be our live reactions, and that will contain strong language. I have no doubt about that.
Especially for watching that team from down south, which I'm an armchair supporter of.
And obviously the cult hero of the Telford Tigers, James Smith. What a boy.
Anyway,
this is a good omen for Ace.
From one cult hero to another.
Yeah. Heat number 1 was won from gate 3. That's where Ace finds himself in this one. Heat number 2, gate 1 in white for the Bears, Jody Scott. Gate 2 in red, a man we've both identified as somebody to watch in this tie. Paul Starr, gate 3 in yellow. Hectic day for the kid. Ace Piper, and off the outside in blue. First taste of playoffs for William Cairns.
But it is, yeah.
Jody Scott asking for the green light to be shone to see where it is. It's automated starts at, well, most tracks now, but Poole it definitely is. But that was a long hold.
Question for you.
Yes?
Do you reckon Ace Piper's got that psychological upper hand on a few of these boys, because he won the league here with Glasgow in 2023?
Was he in that team?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. That feels like a while ago now. Possibly, and he's been riding really well lately, but he did have a little bit of an off in Belgium a couple of weeks ago.
You've got a very, very, very valid point. Then heat number 2, tapes fly up, away we go. I'll tell you what, he's made an absolutely fantastic start there as our racer. Jody Scott's there in second with him. That young whippersnapper Paul Stark's there in third with Will Cairns at the back. And this is a perfect response here from the Bears. And Ace Piper leading like he's ridden here as much as Richard Lawson has. And now Stark's trying to put Jody Scott under some pressure. And, you know, there's a bit of a difference. A young 18-year-old and a nearly 40-odd-year-old. But the 18-year-old's just about got the advantage. Ace Piper's away and gone. He can check out. He can go get himself an hot dog. And to be fair, after the day that he's had, he probably wants an hot dog. As we come into the third and fourth turns now. And Ace is definitely checked out away and gone. And now Jody Scott's got to ride really careful on this last lap. Now as Polestar looks to go wide, Jody Scott just blocks that run perfectly now as they come round the back straight for the final 2 turns. Ace Piper's checked out. He's gone. He's won this one. And down to the line. That is a perfect race there from Jody Scott.
Brilliant ride from the Bears duo there. Absolutely fantastic. Ace was away and gone, didn't have to think about this meeting. He was gone and he left Jody Scott to fend for himself, and Jody Scott duly did fend for himself. Paul Stark was the quicker of the 2 riders. Jody Scott wasn't bothered by the pressure put on him, and he held a fantastic line. Ace was well clear, and gates 2 and 4 were really struggling early on. That's a second win on the bounce for gate number 3, and a second 5-1 off gates 1 and 3. Heat number 2 was won by the rider in yellow, Ace Piper, in a winning time of 60.20. That's quicker than heat number 1, I think.
It is by 0.01 of a second.
Solid ride. That second in blue, second in white, sorry, was Jody Scott, and third in red, Paul Stark. Paul Stark lifts, William Cairns can't get across. Bears dial it in from the off, and that was the perfect ride, and that will settle some nerves in the Redcar team. Would have been disappointed with heat 1, but the youngsters doing the job in heat number 2 to get it back all level.
Yeah, 100%. And as you say, that was a perfect gate there from Ace, and yeah, brilliant, and such a fantastic ride there from Jody Scott.
Jody Scott for me is the definition of an impact signing. He came in and he was bloody fantastic for Redcar, and it was a missed opportunity, I think, for Oxford, who used him as a guest a lot last year but didn't sign him this year.
100%.
And Redcar benefited from that, making the early change with Jody coming in to replace Tom Spencer, and it's really paid dividends for them. Hit number 3 now, and it's Poole off 1 and 3, so expect a 5-1 back to the Pirates here. Gate 1 in blue is the skipper of the Pirates, Zach Cook. Gate 2 in white, Jason Edwards. Gate 3 in red, Louis Kerr. And off the outside in yellow, the guest for the Bears, Nick Morris.
That it is.
And at the moment, Gate 3 has got 2 wins, Gate 1 has got 2 paid wins, and Gates 2 and 4 have got a 3rd place each.
Consistent then.
Yeah, 2 and 4 are consistently bad. But Nick Morris is a trapper, and he can gate as well as anyone, so he's more than capable of popping out and winning this. But there's no real weak links in either of these 2 teams, you've got to say.
Oh, absolutely not. Well, if anything, I would say the only real weak link, dare to say, is Jake Mulford. And if he ups his game, he can be very handy. So.
He's got it in the locker, hasn't he? He's never really gone that well here, though, has he?
He's got it in the locker. He just struggles to get the pound out at the end.
Yeah. The track looks well, considering the weather we've had the last few days everywhere across the country.
That track's alright. The tapes rise for heat number 3 then. And as you said, it's the Pirates boys that get there. And now Jason Edwards looking to come up the inside here of Lewis Kerr. And now Nick Morris has got the inside there of Jason Edwards. So it's currently the Pirates on a 5-1. Just as you said earlier, Dill, with Nick Morris now forcing his way to 3rd and almost taking Jason Edwards out, with Nick Morris now putting the challenge onto Lewis Kerr. Zach Cook's checked out away and gone. He can go get himself a cheeseburger. But as we come into the next lap now, it's quite close between Morris and Lewis Kerr here. As we come into the next lap now, Kerr's just holding the inside line here, which is doing really well. And is making Morris make every decision possible. And Morris is starting to go out a little bit wider now. And Zach Cook's about half a straight in front of the other 3. As we enter the final lap then of heat number 3. It's going to be a 3rd consecutive 5-1 here. And it's Zach Cook that takes the win.
And again, that gates 1 and 3 working. Nick Morris didn't go anywhere off the start. He did have more speed than Jason Edwards, and I think it was the right decision for him to chase. Did Jason no favours, but he had to get through, and he had to get through quick, and so he did. But he just didn't have enough in hand. And early on, as you'd expect with the weather as it's been, the track's heavy. There's not really anything moving off the standard line at the moment, and but it will come good, hopefully. Heat number 3 was won by the rider in blue, Zach Cook, in a race winning time of 59.67. Second in red, Louis Curtin. Third in yellow, Nick Morris. Second 5-1 of the evening for Poole, and it's now 11 points to 7.
That it is 100%.
2 and 4 aren't working, are they? They're really not working.
No. But if there's anyone that's going to make Gate 4 work, it's Danny King. And Danny King's off Gate 4 in the next heat.
Yeah, that's true. And to be fair, the riders off Gate 2 have missed starts in every heat so far. Ace Piper can generally gate. So if he can get his head down and get out of Gate 2 and get in front, that's half the battle already done. Or just get out of Gate 2 decent, to be honest. That's half the battle done.
100%.
But this is the time where the experience of Danny King, and he stepped up for the second leg at Ipswich in the Premiership one. You'd expect him to step up here. He knows this place well, was a Pirate a couple of seasons ago, and they very fondly remember him as well.
That they do. To be fair, the Poole supporters, they very fondly remember the retirees of 2021, 2, 3. Maybe not so much 3 because they didn't really win anything other than the BSN series. But yeah, I know they're very fond of Steve Worrell there, especially that guy Craig Hurl.
Yeah, loves him, doesn't he? Hit number 4 then, Gate 1 in blue, struggled first time out, but off the difficult Gate 4, William Cairns. Gate 2 in yellow, Ace Piper, who's lining up right against Gate 3, very smart decision. Gate number 3 in red is Anders Rowe, and off the outside in white, Danny King.
Now, obviously I've only seen these pairing at Redcar, but these two for the Bears work very, very well together.
Yeah, because Ace can gate, Carney, and Danny King can. It's a lost art in Speedway these days, but Danny King is able to team ride, and I've seen it a couple of times on streams when, certainly in Heat 4 when he's with Ace, there's usually a bit of team riding going on from Danny if they get into a position.
100%.
But it's going to be difficult against Anders Rowe, and I don't expect William Cairns to be as bad in this one as he was in Heat 2 either.
What are you drinking tonight, Mush?
Just water. We're just on the H20.
Healthy. So, the start master and getting the boys into order for Heat number 4. He walks away, and the riders look at the magnets, the tapes, go. Anders Rowe had a massive nibble there.
The Reds have got to come on.
The Reds are on.
Both the Redcar boys slowed up. Anders Rowe will get a warning for that. And William Cairns have made a beautiful start as well. But both the Redcar boys were stopped before the first turn.
Yeah, that was a nibble and a half. In fact, that wasn't even a nibble. That was a whole gobble.
Yeah, that will be a warning for Anders Rowe. There's no question about that. And that's another opportunity for Redcar because they'd both missed it.
That they had, 100%.
Winnie says, we had Danny King at Reading when he was 16. Lovely dad and a cracking rider for his age back then. Needs a big nose. He's a really nice fella. He's had some bad luck with injuries recently, but he's still a really nice fella.
Oh, he is 100%, you know. Even like when I'm able to pop into the pits at Redcar, I don't really know the geezer, but he always comes up and says hello, and I think, you know, something like that is really cool in Speedway because it doesn't happen very often.
And Speedway is notoriously an approachable sport for fans, but a lot of riders are just in their zone, aren't they, beforehand?
I mean, and I do understand that. I mean, if you've got a big job like tonight, then you know, you can understand them just wanting their own space.
Mm-hmm. But then if you look at Heat 2, just break down on the way, because Ace absolutely stormed Heat 2.
Just straight down on the way.
As expected, Anders Rowe does get a warning. Same 4 riders, same 4 gates. Take 2.
100%.
And that'll now obviously carry through for the rest of the meeting, and the gates will swap after, and Redcar will have the better gates in the second quarter almost of this meeting in the next few heats. Anders Rowe won't want to be carrying a warning when he's off one of the worst gates, and he may need to have a little bit of a guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Ace has moved. He's gone close to the inside this time.
psychological. So, heat number 4 then, we'll try again. Tapes fly up, away we go, and it's Danny King. It's Ace Piper and Will Cairns that get there first.
Oh!
That was controversial. It's currently the Pirates on a 5-1 at the minute. Oh, Danny
Through the
King
middle!
beautifully. What a ride there from Danny King. And now Danny King's got Anders Rowe in his sights. William Cairns, welcome to Big Time Championship Speedway. As Anders Rowe and Danny King are now going hammer for tongue out the front. Don't quite think Ace is going to too very happy when he goes back to the pits here, but Anders Rowe leads with Danny King chasing down all the way in second. Will Cairns is pretty much settled, I think, in third, and the Pirates are going to extend their lead here as it stands at the moment. But yeah, that was a bit of a of carnage.
That was a bit of a desperate bend too from Danny King, and he almost puts Ace Piper through the fence. And if I was Gavin Parr, I wouldn't be too happy, let alone Ace.
Got a point.
And Ace had made a really good start. Will Cairns had made an equally good start and just sent him a little bit wider than he'd want to be, just as Danny King was cutting back as well, and Danny nearly wiped him out, and that gave the Pirates the option they needed. Heat number 4 was won by the rider in red, Anders Rowe, with a winning time of 59.58. Second in white, Danny King, and third in blue, William Cairns. 4 points to Poole, 2 to Redcar, and it's now 15 points to 9. Ace made a beautiful start actually, but Willie Cairns just sent him a touch wide, and
he did.
He didn't want to be there. Danny King cut him back, and he nearly cleaned him out. Ace was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, 100%. And the good thing about the Redcar management is they can put an arm around him and calm him down if they need to.
That would have been a sublime pass from Danny if he could have got past Anders as well. It looked from a moment like he'd done them both through the middle. But
and now the best race of the night. Tractors are out.
But the racing has been really good so far, to be honest. The track's starting to warm up. Been a couple from the gate and cleared off, but that last one, Danny King put a good charge on to Anders, and hopefully the track will now liven up in this second half.
Hopefully, Mucker. Hopefully. Have we had any more comments?
We haven't, but if you are watching, get in the comments. Winchester's just messaged to say he's tuned in. What a boy.
Hello.
And our cult hero is being interviewed by Mr. Jason.
The D&D media poster boy of 2026. Tobias Thompson.
And the thing Redcar need to watch now is that Poole don't pull out, obviously no tacticals in 2-leg ties or playoffs for that matter. So there's no option for that, so they can't afford to let Poole streak a million miles ahead.
Yeah, 100%. And I think now everybody's had a ride. Obviously, it's going to sound a bit cliche, but, the boys can get the setups and everything sorted now, so we could be in for a very good rest of the meeting.
We normally like Heat 8 for Tobias Thompson wins, but Ace will probably be in that. He's programmed to be, whether he will or not, it's a different matter. But that's one I don't want to see Tobias Thompson doing donuts after.
And Ace Piper's off gate 1 in that one. So we shouldn't get forced out wide.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. And there were some questions early on in the season, I think it's fair to say. Some Redcar fans were questioning why it was Spencer and not Ace. Ace did have a slowish start to the season, and something just clicked around the middle part, and he's really solidified why he was kept on at Redcar, particularly at home. But as we saw in Heat 2, he's more than capable of bombing out and doing that away as well.
I think there was that National League meeting, I want to say it was against Leicester, because all crap started kicking off with Max.
Yes.
With Max, was it Max James and Cooper Russian?
Might have been.
But a lot of crap started then, and I think everything just got into Ace's head, didn't it? So
and I think that was the point. He sat back, took a check of himself, and he thought he'd just prove people wrong on track, and it has really been since then that he's turned it on, isn't he?
Oh, 100%. And fair play to him. He's done all right, to be fair.
And he's a sound lad as well.
Oh, 100%.
Jody Scott just being interviewed by Laura, and he was very good in Heat 2 as well.
He was.
Whose jacket she got on? G? Is that G?
Greg there.
Oh, it's Greg's.
Yeah, it's big Gregory's.
And I was surprised, I must admit, that Oxford didn't sign Jody Scott. I think there were some plans which changed for their championship team and their premiership team, actually. And I think one of the plans that were there did include Jody Scott, and it got changed. Didn't start the season with a championship team, and has ended up doing championship with Redcar and some premiership meetings for Kings Lynn before Luke Harrison got signed. So it really has been a good season for Jody.
Yeah, 100%, you know, and I think he would have been in there if Scott Nichols been able to race, but obviously it's not being able to happen.
This next block of heats, Redcar do have the favourable gates more often than not. They really need to capitalise on this.
Massively.
And we're on with heat number 5 already. We're getting a shift on with this. There is rain forecast in Poole after, so they probably will get a move on. Gate 1 in yellow struggled in heat number 1. Jake Mulford, gate 2 in red, got a 5-1 in heat number 3. Louis Kerr, gate 3 in white, wrong end of a 5-1 in heat 1. Charles Wright, and off the outside in blue, won heat number 3 with a decent looking ride. Zach Cook. But gate 4 has been an absolute bloody night, to be fair. So is gate 2 though. 3 wins off 3 and 1 off 1 so far.
100%.
But looking at the stats for the season, this has been a race where Poole have excelled.
Yeah, definitely.
But Charles Wright really needs to capitalise on having the best gate here.
100%.
And it is difficult because his premiership season's been finished for a few weeks, so he's not had a lot of action barring. And Redcar have had a bit of a dry spell as well, haven't they?
A lot of clubs have, to be honest.
Yeah, they're all coming in cold pretty much, aren't they?
I mean, Gunny's season's been done about 3 weeks now.
It's true.
Takes us rhythm for heat number 5. It's a brilliant start there for Lewis Kerr, but Jake Mulford diving underneath and Righty going round the outside. This is what the Redcar Bears really needed, and now can Charles Wright team ride Jake Mulford home here? Looking at this, absolutely not, because Righty doesn't team ride. But this is almost a carbon copy of heat number 2 now, where Mulford is now being left to fend for himself against Lewis Kerr and Zach Cook, who are very, very good around this Poole track. Although, if anything, Mulford's pulling away now from Lewis Kerr there in third. With Charles Wright, he's checked out away and gone. He can even afford to wait and get a double cheeseburger. That's how far ahead he is. As we're coming to the last lap now, and this is a massive result in the context of the meeting for the Bears, as Charles Wright there out in front doing Charles Wright things, and Jake Mulford, a very sensible ride there, and he's about to claim probably the biggest second place of his life.
That is how advantageous gates 1 and 3 are, because the Poole boys had no answer, and Zach Cook looked very quick in heat 3 as well. These gates, if you're on 1 and 3, you've got every opportunity of doing something.
100%.
And to be fair there, Charles Wright did what he had to do. He got out in front, Mulford was there, he looked back and let Mulford do his thing, and there is a flip side to team riding. You can almost look after your partner too much and maybe hinder them almost. And heat number 5 was won by the rider in white, Charles Wright, with the quickest time off the meeting, 59.45. Second in yellow, Jake Mulford, and third in red, Louis Kerr. That's 1 point to Poole, 5 to Redcar, and it's now 16 points to 14 after 5 heats.
That it is. And yeah, that was a brilliant gate there for Lewis Kerr. But this first turn from the second turn, Jake Mulford was ridden to absolute perfection.
And this is the time of year where, you expect your Charles Wrights, your Danny Kings, your Richard Lawsons to do what they do, but your Jake Mulfords, your Ace Pipers, your Jody Scotts, your Tobias Thompsons, your William Cairns, they can step up and make themselves heroes. Look at Dan Thompson for Ipswich in the Premiership playoffs.
Oh, 100%. You know, I think he only got, what, 5 or 6 points in one of the meetings? And that proved to, well, on the night, that proved to be pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
This race could be fun.
Who's in this?
Richard Lawson, Tobias Thompson versus Danny King and Jody Scott.
Oh, and Poole have got 1 and 3 here. This could be another 5-1 to back straight to Poole. And to be fair, Tobias looked decent in Heat 1 as well. Heat number 6, Gate 1 in red, Richard Lawson. Gate 2 in white, Danny King. Gate 3 in blue, Tobias Thompson. And Gate 4 in yellow, Jody Scott. He's up against it here, you've got to say, with all due respect to the lad.
Danny King's head looks like an egg.
You ain't got much hair on yours.
I know. It's just a picture in that graphic. Danny, if you're watching, I'm sorry, pal.
He ain't going to say hello to you at Redcar again. He'll be like, oh no, it's him.
Well, you know.
I ain't talking to him anymore. He laughed at my baldness.
It's alright. Bald brothers and all of that.
I was going to say, you ain't got much hair now, have you, after you went to see the Turkish barber the other day?
I might go see him again before Workington get it all off.
What, ask him to put some back on? Take it off your eyebrows?
Yeah.
We've got 24. We're climbing in viewers now.
Yeah, I'll take that. 24 people is 24 people. That's more than what some teams get for a meeting.
Birmingham. I mean, what?
Scunny.
This year, Scuddy have struggled, yeah. No, we've lost 4. Those 4 didn't want to be counted. The missuses have put Corrie or something on.
Tape strides for Heat number 6, and it's a very good start there for Richard Lawson. Danny King's got himself there in second, and Jody Scott's got himself into third now. Now, what can Danny King and Jody Scott do to keep Tobias Thompson at the back? I'm sure the Redcar Bears game plan here will be just let Richard Lawson go and just team ride them into second and third.
To be fair,
Danny's putting Richard Lawson under some pressure here. This could be a battle of the ages as we come into the next lap. I think it's lap 3. I'm not too sure. I can't count as we go into the first and second bends. And if anything now, Danny King, he does look fast, but Richard Lawson looks a lot faster, and you can't really see now where Danny King is going to find a way past Richard Lawson. We are in the last lap now, I can tell you that, because we saw the flag as we come down turns 3 and 4 now for the final time. Richard Lawson's going to make it 2 wins out of 2, and that's a very, very solid ride there from the 2 Redcar boys in second and third.
Redcar will take that all day long.
Redcar would take 3 threes all the way through.
I do now worry for Ace in 8, though. I think Jody Scott may end up coming in. And that has happened a few times this season. But hopefully not, because that's a race where, in theory, Ace should score well. And obviously we have a vested interest in Mr. Piper.
Not like one of us is wearing his hat or anything.
Heat number 6 was won by the rider in red, Richard Lawson, in a winning time of 59.62. Second in white, Danny King, and third in yellow, Jody Scott. Points divided 3 apiece for the first time tonight. And it's now 19 points to 17 after 6 races.
But it is, and that was just a perfect gate there from Richard Lawson. Did a little bit of grass tracking over on the first turn, and that was it. He was away and gone, really.
Darren Brockhurst, a new name in the comments. Hope Poole win. They are at the moment, but
yeah, at the moment.
That was mostly done from the favourable 1 and 3 early on, though. But they don't have it as much in this block, and Redcar need to capitalise. But I was a bit surprised with Tobias Thompson then, to be honest. He looked brilliant in Heat 1. He was bloody nowhere then.
It was 100%.
This is a big one for Redcar. This combination, this middle order. And Nick Morris goes off the favoured gate number 3, which has got 4 of the 6 wins. I'll give you a singular guess where the other 2 wins have come from, Palmer.
Is it the other gate?
Yeah, all gate 1. 2 and 4 have got nothing. Nick Morris has got an issue with his clutch there. It looks like he's sorted it out. Yeah, it looks like he's sorted it out.
This race looks quite young in terms of the riders that are in it. And then there's Paul Stark.
Anders Nick Jason Starkey, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Starkey off the outside. But we know what Starkey's like. If he's more than capable of kind of winning this. He has those moments in meetings. Hit number 7, gate 1 in white for the Bears. Jason Edwards, gate 2 in red, still on a warning for moving in his first ride. Anders Rowe, gate 3 in yellow is Nick Morris, and off the outside in blue, Paul Stark. Can either of the Pirates boys get a little bit of fortune out of 2 and 4? They were a little bit better in that last one for Danny King and Jody Scott. So the tide may be turning just a little bit now.
Possibly. But it'd certainly be interesting.
And Anders Rowe in Premiership playoff action next week. It's Thursday, actually. He's scheduled to be for Sheffield.
Yeah, Thursday, and then next Monday, I believe it is. Heat number 7 here, though, the tapes rise. Away we go. Anders Rowe's made an absolutely electric start there, and Jason Edwards. Paul Stark's in the fence.
I want to see that again, but Nick Morris has lifted that. Nick Morris is going absolutely nowhere off the start.
No.
Exactly the same thing happened there, but I fear for Nick Morris here. He did lift, he was a little bit out of control, and Starkey was the unlucky one. I swear he lifts.
Yeah.
He straightens up.
Yeah.
Nick goes for me for that. It's on the first turn, but for me, Nick
That
Morris
is the only saving grace for Nick Morris.
I still think he's caused it. There's no bunching. There's no. I think he goes. I think he's got to go. Although there is no contact, Starkey does bail, but he has to bow because Nick straightened up. There could be a case for all 4 because there's no contact, but I think if there is to be an exclusion, it will be Nick Morris, and there's another angle now, so I imagine the ref's having a look.
There is a minimal contact.
There's no contact. There's no contact. Yeah.
Wheel gets his leg.
His wheel deflector has catched the front. That's not enough to bring Starkey off, but Nick could be in trouble here. Starkey's out. Starkey's been disqualified. And there is the most minimal of contact, but I can imagine Poole are going to be on the phone for that one. Ace has got his helmet on, so he will be staying in Heat 8. He's already got his yellow helmet on. A little bit of fortune for Nick, maybe?
100%.
He does straighten up, and to the letter of the law, him straightening up does cause that.
Yeah, 100%, you know, unless Starkey fancied a little lie down. Yeah, that's a difficult one to tell, to be honest, but
that's a contentious one. That's going to be a topic of discussion for the Pirates and the supporters, actually. If anyone's watching that are in the comments, let us know what you think about that one.
Definitely.
And it's another opportunity for the Redcar boys, because Anders Rowe had made a beautiful start off too.
He had, 100%.
But little decisions like that are the ones that could swing a tie like this. I can see where he's coming from, to be honest. It's tough. I think that was a prime example of an all-4 back, because Stark, although he goes on his own, only goes because Nick Morris has lifted and come straight across his line.
Now, any Redcar fans watching, if you believe enough, you might get a 3-3 here. Poole fans, if you believe enough, you might get a 3-3 here.
So, heat number 7 will be rerun with disqualification of Paul Stark in blue. The revised lineup: gate 1 in white, Jason Edwards; gate 2 in red on his warning, Anders Rowe; and gate 3 in yellow. Rather fortunate in my eyes. I don't know about yours, Palmer. Obviously, you have a vested interest in Redcar, but neutrally, I think it can be considered fortunate.
I mean, if I were ref, I'd have stuck all 4 back.
And as much as you want Redcar to win, I think there was an argument to be made for that.
Oh, I was 100%, you know. For me, that was an all 4 back. But ultimately, I'm not Chris Turner.
You're not.
I'm world famous Scuddy Dan, so what I say doesn't really matter.
Although Chris Derno does ride his bike a lot, and so do you again now.
Well, the tapes has risen on 4, number 7. Jason Edwards has got there first, and that was a beautiful gate there. And now Anders Rowe goes really, really wide there, and he tries to zoom past Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards says, "You're not coming through, pal." Anders Rowe's going wide again. Anders is there. He says, "Watch me, pal." As I said to you, Poole fans, if you believe enough, you could get a free here. And this is exactly what you're getting. Nick Morris looks a very, 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 very... He looks a shadow of his normal self around here. As we go into the next lap, but I suppose, to be fair, the Bears themselves won't mind this too much because they're either only 2 points behind, which isn't the worst thing in the world. As we come around to the final lap, because we've got the flag out, so we know it's the last lap. So only one more lap, and me talking complete and utter crap. As Anders Rowe there looks absolutely fantastic there out in front, and taking a massively well-deserved win there. Just like that.
Brilliant start from Jason Edwards off gate 1, but Anders Rowe had the speed. The line has now moved out a little bit as well, and he was just able to go around the outside, as you called when you were calling it, though. Nick Morris does not look anything like his normal self. And that will be concerning for Redcar for sure. And heat number 7 was won by the rider in red, Anders Rowe, in a time of 60.42. Second in white, Jason Edwards, and third in yellow, Nick Morris. Points divided again 3 apiece, and it's now 22 points to 20. Winnie says, brave ref in there from Derno. At least he's not showing he's scared of the occasion. And Jimmy says, lucky Morris, and he does not look comfortable. It's one of them. Poole fans will say Nick Morris straightens up and cleans him out. Redcar fans will say Paul Stark bailed. Neutrals will probably say it should have been all full back.
Yeah, 100%. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Have Redcar gone with the right guest tonight? Would they have been better with sticking with Jake Allen?
Somebody who has raced here. This, 2 years of not racing this track, it will have changed. It's got different shale on it from when he last raced here, Nick. And he's coming half a season and he's not been fantastic for Berwick, and he's doing bits and bobs for Sheffield, but at championship level he's struggled.
I mean, I know Jake's not brilliant round Poole, but would he have scored the same as Nick?
Honestly, if I was going for a Berwick rider here, I'd have gone for Drew Kemp.
Average don't fit.
Is it too high?
Yeah. Drew Kemp is on an 8 point something average, and Redcar only have 7.12 to play with.
If he hadn't have got injured, Sam Hagan may not have been a bad shout. He rides here well.
That he does.
And the Poole boys are having a regroup. Now this could motivate Poole. That the harsh exclusion of Starkey could light the fire under him, and there's going to be a lot on heat 8. I think we could possibly see Starkey coming in blue in 8 maybe to replace Cairnsey, who hasn't looked overly comfortable, and to be fair, Starkey made a really good start in that last one.
He did, 100%.
So we could potentially see a reserve change. I think Ace will keep his spot now. That jacket's really, really nice.
It is a really, really nice jacket, innit? Danny Potter.
Standing next to the fellow who looks like one of Draco Malfoy's pals. Harry Potter reference there. The crowd's not very good, is it?
It doesn't look great on there. I don't know what it's like in the grandstand, but obviously it's not a traditional Poole race night.
No, it's not.
And obviously, as they experienced in 2019 when they had to ride on Thursday, people have other stuff to do on a Thursday. Wednesday's their day off.
They're racing again tomorrow, aren't they?
Postat looks a little bit happier now.
Starkey's having a laugh now. He's talking to Laura. You can either let that get to you, or you can just move on and let it motivate you.
Yeah, 100%.
I do think...
Well, they've got a minute. Shall we have a very, very, very quick minute?
Do you need a wee? The riders are getting their helmets on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm a little bit concerned about.
You give me 30 seconds, just, I don't know, chat
Alright,
some crap
I'll
to the
take
crowd.
some filler on for 30 seconds.
Fine.
While Palmer goes and does what he does. 21 people watching. If you are watching, get in the comments. Give us your thoughts. Give us, if we're doing good, tell us we're doing good. If we're doing crap, maybe not. Don't leave a Google review and all that. It's been an interesting tie so far, and I think both teams expected it to be that. And Poole have got another meeting tomorrow night at Oxford, so busy time if you are a Pirate. Unfortunately for me, though, the streamer's froze and it's coming through Palmer's screen. So what are we going to do with that? And I hope he's back soon to refresh the bloody thing. We're back on. It's good to see Jordan Jenkins in the pits having a little chinwag with Jason Harold. Got his red car jacket on. Obviously, often remembered for his time with the Bears. Always rides red car really well. Did start the season with Oxford, but had a bit of an injury that's brought his season to an abrupt end. But still fondly remembered at Redcar, and obviously fondly remembers his time with Redcar, helping out in the pits for the Bears this evening.
Yeah, 100%. And I remember I went to a meeting, I think it was last season, where Jordan guested for the Bears, and he got an absolute hero's welcome. And I do think there is a return to Redcar.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's a return to Redcar in Jordan Jenkins, I'm sure there is.
And Oxford fans will not be happy seeing him in a red car jacket, being as he's still technically signed to their team.
Well, Jordan's seen the light.
Could you do me a favour and restart this screen share? It's lagging a little bit. It did freeze just now.
You heard anything? No, you didn't.
That's better. Jimmy says, still, come on the Bears. Palmer, I think, will agree with you on that one as well.
Up the Bears? Definitely not kitted out in Redcar merch as a Scunthorpe supporter, but here we go.
You absolutely are kitted out in Redcar merch. And Ace does keep his spot off gate number 1. Gate 2.
And to be fair, so does Willie Cairns.
And he did... it's lagging again. Can you give us a refresh, boss? Yeah, it's froze.
Oh, don't you love technology?
We will have the lineup. I can just do the bloody lineup off here. Gate 1 in yellow, Ace Piper. Gate 2 in blue, William Cairns. Gate 3 in white, Jake Morford. Gate 4 in red, Tobias Thompson.
Oh my God. Right, we're not doing any more refreshes. Ace Piper has the lead. Beautiful that with a Jet Muff there in second. And Will Cairns there just locking up there in third. And Tobias Thompson can't really make ground up. And now I couldn't tell you because we're buffering. No, we're not. Ace Piper starts the lead. What a great ride. This is certainly not what I expected when the string come back on. And Jet Mulford there in second place. This is exactly what the Bears needed, and this will put the Bears in front if things stay as they are. And that heat number 4 has certainly put some fire in Ace Piper's belly as we're about to come round now for the final lap. And Ace Piper, something's just flown off. They said it might have been a steel shoot. I think it is because he's riding them bends very, very tentatively there.
Oof.
And oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be Ace's foot right now, but. Ace Piper, what a ride there from the young man.
What a ride. Was Will Cairns third?
I believe he was.
Tobias Thompson peaked far too bloody early. We missed the start of that one, but I can imagine Ace did that from the gate. He's a very, very good gator. And he's stepped. Both the red car reserves are stepping up, to be honest. And that was exactly what Redcar needed, and Redcar take the lead on the night. The winner of heat number 8 was the rider in yellow, Ace Piper, with a time of 60.63. Still a very, very quick time. Second in white, Jake Mulford, and third in blue, William Cairns. 1 point to Poole, 5 to Redcar. Redcar take the lead on the night with 23 points to Poole, 25 points to Redcar. Beautiful gate that from Ace. Actually, Will Cairns makes it and shuts off.
It does. It just like, yeah. And Jake Mulford with a beautiful ride there up the inside to get himself into second, and then yeah, perfect 5-1 on that.
And after a blip in his first one, Jake Mulford has really stepped up in these two. Since
100%.
heats 5 and 8, I think it was. He's really, really stepped up. Ace looked so comfortable out in front. A little bit of a straighten up there, but generally speaking, he was very, very comfortable, and that's what Redcar need. They need to capitalise on those races when you've not got Richard Lawson and Anders rowing.
100%.
Well, this is a good heat to be a pirate, according to the Heat 9 stats. 69% have been 5-1s to Poole this season. Don't say it, Parva. Don't say it.
I'm not. I am not.
I know you're thinking it. But the gates do seem to be evening out now, though, because William Cairns made a brilliant gate off 2 and just shut off, went wide, and that put paid to it. But yeah, that was a very big result. And heat number 9 going off gate 1 in white for the Bears. Danny King gate 2 in blue for the Pirates. Zach Cook gate 3 in yellow, been brilliant tonight as well for the Bears. Jody Scott, and off the outside in red, Louis Kerr. Jody Scott scored in both of his rides. He's on 3 paid 5 at this point.
And again, not saying it's a lot, because it isn't. But Winchester, grow up.
What's he said?
He just sent me a message saying, "Well, hey,
oh,
grow up."
Winchester. We'd never be so immature as to laugh at that number.
No, we're grown men.
Unless we're at Butlins.
A bingo. But yeah, that 3 paid 5 may not seem like a lot for an individual score, but you never know. That could just be pivotal in the overall outcome of this meeting.
For a rider that came in on a 2-point average, it's a very good return. I know it's obviously gone up as the season's gone on, but
100%. So tapes rising on heat number 9. It's a fairly even start there, but it is the 2 Pirates that get out there in front. And
Zach Cook was close then.
Looking to take back with 5-1 that the Pirates that the Bears had just gained. Danny King having an unusual off night here at Poole, for saying every time he's been here since he left the club he's scored double figures. Although King's looking to come up the inside here, as Zach Cook just blocks the line perfectly there, and Lewis Kerr's checked out on away and gone. To be honest, he's left Cook to fend for himself. Cook's not Danny King, isn't a million miles away from Zach Cook, but yeah, it's looking very much like a Pirates 5-1, and it's going to swing back into the Pirates' favour by 2 points if things stay as they are. Yeah, they're in the last lap because the flag's been out, thanks to Mr. Start Marshall Man, as Lewis Kerr blasts out and takes a very emphatic win there in heat number 9.
Danny King can't get off the starts, can he? He's really struggling to come from the gate.
100%.
And for the first time tonight, that statistic of 5-1s for Poole in heat 9 continues. For the first time tonight, gates 2 and 4 provide a maximum. And that will be concerning I thought they'd made an equal gate, and then it just looked like the Poole boys gained the traction to the first turn a lot quicker than the Redcar boys did.
Yeah, 100%.
And it was a clear win for the rider in red, Louis Kerr, with a time of 60.36. Second in blue, Zach Cook, and third in white, Danny King. 5 points to Poole, 1 to Redcar, and it's now progressively 28 points to 26. And gate 4 comes to the party, and now every gate has had a winner.
That is very true, Mush. Yeah, I think gate 4 got its invitation a little bit late, didn't it?
It did.
But, you know, it's here now.
Could we see... what gate is Nick Morris off in heat number 10?
1.
Could we see Ace Piper coming for Nick? Because Nick's not gating.
Possibly.
And
And I mean, he's against Tobias Thompson, who...
He made gate 1 work in heat 8, and Nick's just not getting out there. Does Gavin Parr risk throwing Ace in the hope he can make a gate? Gavin Parr's going to have a look at the track.
Gav, mate, it's round. It's got 4 bends in it and 2 straights. And an F-fence. And there's grass on the inside.
Is that Steve Holmes snapping there?
Correct, I wonder.
Thought it was. Gav's looking for something because one of his riders lost a steel shoe.
I think Ace lost his steel shoe in hit 8.
He's looking for something better. No, that's nothing, pal. That was a pound coin
No,
he's just threw away. Just a stone that's just there to hit somebody in the mush.
Well, just learn to ride on stony tracks.
Gav's taking a lap of honour. A bit early, pal.
I don't blame him. I'd be taking a lap of honour if I'd driven all the way to Poole.
Nick retains his spot. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. I don't think he's been particularly good yet, although against Tobias Thompson. But I'd have rather have
This is the race that goes out with win.
Probably.
This is the race that goes to win now, isn't it?
I'd rather have Ace his gating capabilities here, but let's see if I'm proved wrong. Heat number 10, gate 1 in yellow, Nick Morris. Gate 2 in blue, Tobias Thompson. I think he's quite fortunate to have retained his spot as well, to be honest. Gate 3 in white, Jason Edwards. Gate 4 in red, Richard Lawson. Tobias Thompson paid winning in his first one, but he's done absolutely sod all since.
I mean, Tobias Thompson's scorecard on my bit of paper looks like 2 and a bonus and then 2 donuts.
It does. Paul Stark, he's only on 1, but he'd made the gate before he was excluded from his earlier heat. And Will Cairns hasn't looked particularly good, especially from the starts, but there could have been an argument made for Starkey for me here.
Yeah, 100%. Cannot disagree with that.
But there was a 5-1 to Paul off 2 and 4 in the last one, so could they do it again? I wouldn't mind seeing a Tobias Thompson donut in this one. That's all that we're missing. As long as it weren't in heat 8 when he was against Ace.
Yeah, it's not a Poole meeting without a Toby donut, is it?
It's not. It feels wrong, doesn't it?
100%. So, start natural. And then walking away. Tapes the ride, away we go. And Richard Lawson hasn't made it. And Tobias Thompson's on the floor.
That's bunching. All day long, that's bunching. Nick goes
just
wide.
Just as Nick Morris got in front as well.
Nick goes wide, which is more than entitled to do, as he was in the lead at that point. That is a classic all-4 back for me, that.
Told you Nick could get the lead at this point.
Yeah, he'd just got ahead of Lawson at the Reds come on. Toby's still down. Looks like he's hurt his leg. He's clutching at his left leg. That I suspect that will be all-4 back.
I'd imagine so. I can't see any other outcome to that.
There was clear bunching there, weren't there?
Yeah.
I'm sure the Poole fans will say Nick Morris cleaned him out, but Nick Morris took his line. There was no contact. It was just a close bit of racing. Will Cairns is having himself a rave. Tell me Will Cairns doesn't look like Matt Marson in that image we had there.
He does a bit, doesn't he?
Tobias getting helped up. That's not what they want. Good start from Nick. No. Good start from Jace. Jace was lucky to get away with that. I'll tell you what. It's not as close as I first thought.
Jace could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Jace did nothing wrong. There is contact between Morris and Toby. I think that'll be all-4 back, to be honest.
It is punching, that one.
Yeah, it is. It's clear as day, that one, I think, to be honest.
That pirate doesn't look very white on Toby's bottom now. I do like that about Gavin Parr, though.
He goes to check, doesn't he? He does go and check on his opposition. I do think it'll be all-4 back as well.
Oh, well, Callum has put in a big group chat. That is a
The
A
stream
bull
seems
poop
a bit.
call.
The stream seems a bit high speed on and off. Yeah, there's minuscule lags. I think it may be a Discord issue. It's
Maybe.
it's definitely not the streaming thing. We've got no drop frames or anything like that. I think it may be Discord. It's just having a moment because the stream that we're watching between ourselves was lagging a little bit, but it's now clear as day again. So hopefully we'll be all right now.
Hopefully, we'll have to see what happens. We don't know what the call was because obviously we have to listen on mute. But when a Redcar supporter says to you in a group chat that was a BS call, I think Morris might be out.
Thompson falls or fall back according to updates. That's the right decision for me. I think that one was more clear cut than Starkey's disqualification earlier on. Who said bullshit call? Cal.
How did you guess?
Was it? Nah, I think Callum's wrong on this occasion, to be honest. That's clear as day or fall back. And even with your Redcar hat on, you know, I think you agree with that one as well.
That was all fall back. Yeah. All fall back every day. Craig Earl comes in and they're like, yeah, Morris should have gone. And then Cal comes in with a Stone Cold Steve Austin gift.
Oh, Cal and Hurley. I think Morris, if Morris was getting excluded for anything, it would have been the one with Stark. That one was bunching. There was no way Morris goes for that one there. There was an argument to be made for the earlier one, but not for that one, for me.
They're interviewing Will Cairns, so I'm going to have a little bit of a disgusting statement here.
Oh,
I'm just about to open my bag of bits of Whisper.
Ooh.
£1.85 a bag now.
Bloody hell! I'm going to finish my 12 bites. It's nice that the summer's
I've got
gone.
some earlier as well.
I can keep my chocolate next to me and it won't be melted.
Unless you turn the radiator on.
Sod, that's too early for that.
If any of you guys in the comments are having some snacks, let us know.
Yeah, what you
Winnie
having
normally
for tea?
Winnie normally has a mint cornetto, but I think it's a little bit too chilly for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will Cairns looks like he's about to cry.
It's certainly been a difficult one for him, but again, he's not had a lot of action really, has he? National League meetings have dried up. He's racing overseas at the minute as well. Started some overseas meetings, but he's going for a bit of a quiet spell. It's not the part of the season you want a quiet spell in, is it? Just coming into.
Absolutely not. I know he's had to pull out of the memorial meeting at Workington over the weekend because of international commitments. I'm not sure what he's riding in, but
unless his Polish team have called him out for some practice, so I don't know. We're back round with the riders for the rerun of heat number 10. We're going at a good old pace with this, to be honest. Good to see Tobias Thompson's up and okay. I thought before that one started, Nick's bike looks quite clean as well, so maybe he's changed bikes for this one. He's certainly got off the start quicker.
Yeah, that he did.
Winnie, I succumbed to the cornetto after all. Just scoffing it now.
Up, man. That's what we like to hear.
The heat 10's obviously all fall back. Same 4 riders, same 4 gates. Take 2. And this has been
take 2, mate. This is the meeting at Poole, not Hollywood Film Mush.
This has been everything that we expected so far. Tight meeting, hard racing, playoff meeting, and it's close as well. It's been everything.
I'm already buzzing to go to the second leg.
It's very, very close. While we're watching that Scream movie at the outdoor cinema, I might have to have BSN on my phone.
That is a bit. Just connect your phone to the screen via Bluetooth.
I'm wearing a
I'm
wearing a ghost face mask, so I might stick my phone underneath, and then nobody can see that I'm watching Speedway.
But so then this time Asher walks away for heat number 10.
Oh!
Tobias Thompson's jumped there.
Nick Morris moved.
Thompson's jump is at the back.
Nick Morris has wiped Jason Edwards out.
Jason Edwards is in defence and on his bottom.
Now the ref let that one go a bit. Nick Morris is he's Interesting. This partnership with Jason Edwards is not working, is it?
It isn't really, is it? And I'm just saying, the Edwards and Jake Cowan partnership worked well.
Blue definitely moves. Nick has a nibble. That should have been stopped there, although he punished himself. Then Nick sends Jace wide, hits the fence, and then drops. Jason goes for that, I think. Red's 2 minutes are straight back on. Jason Edwards is driving back to the pits. Has he been disqualified, or is it all fall back?
Nobody knows. Let's have a butchers.
Nothing's been updated anywhere yet. He's gone back in. Jason's gone.
Jason's out. I think that probably is the right call, that, to be fair.
As soon as the Reds went on as delayed as they did, that was always going to be the outcome. But Tobias Thompson should be getting a warning as well. I think he's in the tapes. His helmet's touched the tapes. Is he out for that? I don't know if your helmet puts you out for that. I think it was changed. It used to just be your front wheel. I'm sure if any part of you touches the tapes now, you're out.
I can't remember. I'm not sure.
His wheels hit him as well. Blue is out as well. Tobias Thompson's been disqualified as well.
Yeah, right decision for me. But I think, don't quote me on this, you might know better. I think Poole can bring a reserve in now.
They can, yeah, they can bring a reserve in. Now both managers are at the blower. Midlow's going to argue, Gav's going to argue, Harry Potter's there as well. Let's just have a two-man run-off.
Yes. I hope they have an interview with Gavin Parr at the end and ask if there was any abuse from Poole fans. Or whether Cammy Brown was just being a B12CH.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Gav's on the phone now. Hey up, Chris Pal, how we doing, son?
Oh, Winnie makes an interesting comment. Apparently Edwards comes back in. The ref may have reviewed that and changed his decision, because with Tobias touching the tapes, that should have been stopped from there. So Edwards might get a second bite at the cherry here.
Not very often you see that.
But it looks like he may have done that.
God's sake, Chris, you've ruined my programme now.
I wouldn't count on that. Winnie says, obviously, we can't have volume on this, but if he's watched that back and he's noticed that should have been stopped on the initial, call before that first turn, then he can put Edwards back in, because it should have been stopped before Edwards came down. The blue light is on, the white light has gone off. And do you know what? If he has done that, fair play to Durno, because he's admitted a mistake.
100%, and not many referees do that.
They don't, and it's appreciating the high, the meeting, the high stakes for this meeting, as well.
Oh, 100%.
It says Thompson actually touched the tapes on updates, but nothing else, and BSN's updates.
Apparently, Edwards is coming out in the rerun.
And I think that's absolutely the correct decision. That's a case of Speedway VAR working correctly, because it should have been stopped straight away for Thompson touching the tapes. There's the unsatisfactory start, so Edwards coming down, for me, is
never,
null and void.
Never, ever will I hear the words VAR and right being used in the same sentence ever again.
And you know what? Fair play to Durno for admitting there was a mistake there and rectifying it.
100%. Now, is it free riders only, or the Pirates bringing in a reserve? Like that young whippersnapper of a Harbour Masters champion?
Winnie says he should do starting a fence overrides the rest of the heat happened once when I was in the box one time. William Cairns comes in for Tobias Thompson. And Jason Edwards is back.
Wow.
And, that's a rarity that will happen, but again, fair play to Durno.
100%.
So we do have 4 riders, not the 4 we thought we were going with, but we do have 4. Nick Morris goes off gate 1 in yellow. William Cairns comes in off gate 2 in blue to replace the excluded Tobias Thompson. Jason Edwards gets a reprieve in gate 3 in white, and off the outside in red, Richard Lawson. A lot of pressure on Richard Lawson now.
Yeah, massive pressure on the Rocket Man, as it's known as down south.
No. Nick certainly putting himself about in this, isn't he?
Well, we expected a lively contest, and Nick Morris has certainly made it that. Oh, buddy, come on, Richard. I'd have excluded you there for wasting time.
Jimmy says ref's first decision changed. Correct. It is the correct call.
100%.
And this is the upside to refs being allowed to watch replays now.
Yeah.
Although
you wouldn't have had this
somehow
years ago.
They still get the decisions wrong, some of them, or some of them are just too stubborn to change their mind.
Well, you've got a point. Heat number 10 then. Tapes fly, away we go. It's a very good start from Jason Edwards, who gets that first
Lawson!
Is there with him now. Lawson right up between the two of them. Will Cairns is very, very close to the 2 Redcar boys. And now, to be fair, the Bears will be laughing all day long at this. They'll just be like, let Richard Lawson go. And not Nick now looking out for Jason. And Nick's not going to fence Jason this time. Well done, pal. Just keep looking out for each other, people will at the back, and that's all that they need to do. And yeah, a solid 3-3, and this will be a, what's this now, the 5th, 6th attempt of running heat number 10. We will get to the 2/3 way stage in a couple of laps. Richard Lawson's half a straight ahead now with these 3, and Will Cairns he isn't catching up the Redcar boys, so it's a 3-3, and I think the Bears will be happy with this.
For sure, they made a really good gate, to be fair, but Lawson with a really smart cutback straight through the middle, and then the Bears, as you called, then were just happy to sit in and protect it. Nick was looking for Jason. Nobody can accuse Nick of not giving everything here, because he's certainly throwing himself about for this. And that was a brilliant ride from Richard Lawson, and that's why he's so difficult to beat around Wimborne Road. Result of Heat 10 was a win for the rider in red, Richard Lawson, with a winning time of 61.24, second in white, Jason Edwards, and third in yellow, Nick Morris. 3 points apiece, 31 points to 29 after 10 races now.
Yeah, that it is 100%, and
Redcar gated brilliantly there, though. That has to be said. That's potentially a missed opportunity. Just left too much of a gap for Richard Lawson.
Yeah, 100%. And
I want to know if Winnie's mint cornetto was worth the wait. Now,
so do I.
Is it the proper branded cornettos, or is it like Morrison's or Asda's own ones? Because for me, they often taste better than the branded ones, and they're a lot cheaper as well. Oh, Vintage, stop sending me notifications. I don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Speedway's on. Leave me alone.
Heat number 11 coming up, and this race could be This race could be massive for Redcar.
And Jake Mulford, gate 4 has now started to work. It's better than 2, and Jake Mulford finds himself in 4. And after a difficult opener, he's been fantastic since. Heat number 11, gate 1 in red, Anders Road, gate 2 in white, Charles Wright, gate 3 in blue, Paul Stark, and gate 4 in yellow, Jake Mulford. It's been a while since that heat Stark he was disqualified in. Track will have changed, it's got colder. Anders has looked imperious. Wright has looked solid enough when he's got out in front as well, though, so this could be a battle between 1 and 2 and a battle between 3 and 4.
Massively. I can tell you, since that heat Stark he got excluded in, we've had 2 full heats and then about 60 goes at heat 10.
It hasn't been too long.
So it's been a while.
Not as
And we've
not.
probably had a track grade in between then as well.
Yeah, that's true. In the context of the meeting, heats-wise, though, I thought it had been a hell of a lot more than 2 and a few restarts. Starkey, I love that. He's just put a blue helmet colour over the top of his red helmet colour. Ain't even bothered to take the red helmet colour off, just whacked a blue one on the top of it.
A smart man's way of doing helmet colours. So, heat number 11, then the tapes fly, away we go. It's a fairly even start with Anders Rowe and Charles right there battling for the first place, and it's Rowe that gets there. So, and now Wright storming up the inside of Anders Rowe. Can Wright do it? Not quite. Anders just going round the outside here. Jake Mulford at the back of not Wilken, Paul Stark there in third. Apologies, Will. You're not 40 odd years old yet. Yeah, Anders Rowe leading with Wrighty there in second. Paul Stark in third, and we bigged up Jake Mulford, and it's turned out to be a bit disappointing in this one, as it looks like the Pirates are probably going to extend the lead now to 4. But I still think even if this does happen, the Bears will still be the happier of the two teams, as we've got one lap left to go, and Anders can go check out can go and get himself some chips and a cornet. And to be fair, right, he can get himself an hot dog and get that second place. And it's going to be a big 4-2 to the Pirates.
Once we go on to a next track grade, we'll restart our Discord call, because there's a lot of lag coming through now.
Yeah, man.
Good ride there from Anders. The righty had made a good start with him and thought he was going to steam up the inside of him coming into bend 3, but he had to weigh up whether it was worth potentially cleaning him out. He decided not to make that move, and it paid off for his second, but Starkey was able to get third. It was a win for the rider in red, Anders Rowe, in a winning time of 60.56. Second in white, Charles Wright, and third in blue, Paul Stark. 4 points to Poole, 2 to Redcar, 35 points to 31. The progressive scores. Winnie says Cornetto was lovely. Pint of Cruz Campo to finish the meeting with. Am I being ignorant? I don't know what Cruz Campo is.
Cruz Campo, that is a Spanish lager, and it is absolutely bloody gorgeous.
The only Spanish lager I know is San Miguel.
San Miguel, Madrid. Lovely stuff.
It is nice. Track grade now. We'll quickly restart our Discord call and we'll go on a break on the stream. Back in a moment.
Hello. Hopefully our issues are sorted. Heat number 12's on track.
It is. And Paul Stark's out again here. So that track grade actually worked out perfectly for Paul to give Starkey his 2 on the bounce. Does he come in for Will Cairns here?
Yeah.
Jody Scott retains his spot.
I think that was very well deserved. Both the Redcar reserves have done really well tonight, and Ace can smash 814.
Heat number 12, going off gate 1 in red for Paul is Lewis Kerr, who's been really, really good tonight actually. Gate 2 in yellow for the Pirates is Jody Scott. Gate 3 for the Bears, sorry, is Jody Scott. Gate 3 in blue, the reserve change. Paul Stark replaces William Cairns, and off the outside in white, Jason Edwards, who's found himself in the wars a little bit in that 3 and 4 partnership with Nicholas.
It was that, hasn't he? Yeah. Could be a good race, this.
Redcar need to hope that they don't let it slip now, though. Louis Kerr's been flying. Zach Cook has been decent as well, and he'll be in 14. You've obviously got Lawson and Rowe in 13 as well. It does look like a tough run in for Redcar, this.
It does, but you never know what's going to happen. Come on, Jody, pal, we haven't got all day. So Starmaster walks away then. Here, heat number 12, tapes rise, away we go. Jason Edwards has made a beautiful start there. Lewis Kerr's got there first, and now what can Edwards do up the inside? Edwards get there, and now Kerr back around the outside. Solid right there from Lewis Kerr. And ultimately, though, it's Paul Stark at the back, so it is the Redcar boys on a 3-3 situation, although Stark is not a million miles off Jody Scott. One mistake from Scott, and Paul Stark, that young whippersnapper, will come through. As we come into the next lap now. Jody Scott's really got to have eyes in the back. Jody Scott's really got to have eyes in the back of his head there to keep Paul Stark at bay. Lewis Kerr can go in and get himself some chips. He's that far in front. And to be fair, Jason Edwards can join him. It's a battle at the back at the minute. And Jody Scott just holding off Paul Stark as it is. Starkey almost looks faster than Jody Scott. Those are cut down the back straight then for the final time. They come down turns 3 and 4, and it's gonna be a 3-3.
Paul Stark lifted at the start, and that really ended his race, because if he hadn't have done that, I think he was quicker than Jody Scott. Well, he was quicker than Jody Scott. Louis Kerr's been really, really good tonight. Dropped just the 2 points to an opponent, with 9 paid 10 out of a possible 12, including 2 race wins in his last 2. So he can be very happy with his efforts tonight, and he lost something as well. Steel shoe.
He lost his steel shoe there as well.
And big ride from Jody there as well to keep Paul Stark at bay, who was quicker, there's no doubt about it. The result of E12 was a win for the rider in red, Lewis Kerr, in a winning time of 61.12, second in white, Jason Edwards, and third in yellow, Jody Scott. Points divided 3 apiece, and it's now 38 points to 34 after 12 heats.
Yeah, that it is. Don't think at the minute the Bears will be the happier team with the 2.
Gate 1 has now taken over as the best gate.
But this heat 13 is massive.
Who's off 1 in 13?
Charles Wright.
He needs to make that, because gate 1 seems to be the place to be at the moment. Who's off gate 2? Would that be Lawson by any chance?
It would be.
We're watching the start of heat 12 over and over. There we go.
We're not.
We're back live.
We are. Well. Oh, it's cold in. I'll tell you that. Can't wait to go downstairs and whack the heating on.
Oh my god! And the riders are at tapes now for Hit number 13 going off gate 1 in white for the Bears. The skipper Charles Wright, gate 2 in red for the Pirates. Richard Lawson unbeaten so far by an opponent. Gate 3 in yellow for the Bears. Danny King, who's had some speed about him but not making starts and not won a race yet tonight. And off the outside in blue for the Pirates, unbeaten as well from his starts so far. Anders Rowe still carrying that warning from earlier on, but on paper this favours Poole all day long based on tonight's performances.
100%. Although is this the race Danny King comes to the party?
He needs to. Poole can't afford to drop too far back. Redcar, sorry.
Redcar mush.
Yeah, they can't afford to give Poole too much of an advantage. That was how I got the two crossed up. I don't know how one of them wears red and white, the other wears blue and white.
One of them's top of the country, the other one, if you go one step further south, you end up in the ocean.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
So, yeah, big 8-13 coming up.
This is such a... We said this a lot in the first... This is a massive race, and this is where Redcar really need their top two to step up. There have been some unsung heroes for Redcar tonight. Ace, Jody, Mulford to an extent as well. Now it's time for the big guns to step it up.
8-13, and the tapes fly away. We go to a very even start there. It's Richard Lawson that gets there first with Charles Wright there in second place. Danny King also there in third. And now what can Rowie do? He's stuck at the rear of the field. So it's a big game plan now just to let Lawson just go. And now row up the inside here of Charles Wright. Now what can Wright do is Wright. He comes back up the inside here of Anders Rowe. This is a cracking 8-13 this. Richard Lawson leads. Danny King is there in second. But the big battle is for third and fourth. Charles Wright just leading Anders Rowe as they go into the third lap, I believe it is. And Danny King starting to put a bit of pressure on Richard Lawson, but there's been more pressure put on Charles Wright by Anders Rowe at the back. And it's going to be a 3-all as it stands. If it stands like this, we've got one lap left to go and anything can happen. And Kingy goes wide there, and now Anders Rowe, what can he do? He's got half a lap left to try and salvage some form of advantage for the Pirates, but it's not to be, and that could have been a pivotal 3-3 there.
And that was all that it counted. I am a little bit concerned for Charles Wright, though. It looked to me like he had both wheels over the white line on the inside off bend 1 on the first lap. I'd be interested to see that again. It looked like he was completely on the grass.
As that's ruined Anders' maximum.
And Richard Lawson, brilliant out in front. Danny King looked quick again there, to be fair.
Did 100%. And yeah, I'd like to see that first bend again.
The result of Heat 13, Richard Lawson takes the flag in a time of 60.11. That was quick for this late in the meeting. Second in yellow, Danny King, and third in white, Charles Wright. Let's have a look at that first turn again, because it looked to me like if he didn't go all the way over, it was very, very close.
100%, and
no, I think he's just kept it
was
out.
Very close.
It was close. Yeah.
That was close, but
and Anders came back here. Right, he didn't panic, just cut it back and then steamed up the inside. Anders saw it coming, tried to do it again to Righty, but Charles knew what was coming and turned just a little bit tighter, and Anders couldn't get that speed off the inside. There's nothing really on the that low line now, is there?
There isn't.
Jimmy, Bears keeping it tight. They are. This is a big 14. Paul Stark's out again for Poole here, and he'll partner Zach Cook, and it's scheduled to be Nick Morris and Ace Piper. And Ace Piper, is he at? What gate's Ace off in this one? Is he off 4 now?
Massive 8-14 this.
For Ace, this is not the race you want gate 4 in.
That was like you're doubting our boy.
He can gate, but it's the line that everyone rides over, and it's been ridden over 13 times already. 13 heats worth of 4 laps already. The lineup of Heat 14,
that
gate 1
is...
in blue, Paul Stark, gate 2 in white, Nick Morris, gate 3 in red, Zach Cook, gate 4 in yellow, Ace Piper. Carry on, boss.
That is a number that is that big, I'm not even going to work out. Like
It's 52 to
50
be
something.
exact. 52 to be exact.
Get in. Get him. I was nearly there.
I tell you what, with how these first turns have been and where the line is, I fear for Ace here. Someone may end up coming straight out to where he is. It's going to be a try and trap and get clear early on, or end up in carnage.
Yeah. It's going to be one of them, innit? So Starmaster and Wilkinson away for Heat 14. Takes fly, away we go. Ace hasn't really made it, although Paul Stark has. And it's the Pirates now on a 5-1 and now start through the middle of them. Both are now Nick Morris, looking to get round Zach Cook. And Zach Cook lifts there. That was violently nasty. Morris now round the outside. Great ride there from Nick Morris. And Ace Piper's just sitting back and watching all the action unfold. And I can't blame him, to be honest with you. And now what can Zach Cook do? Zach's looking to come up the inside here with Nick Morris. It's close between these two at the front. And now Zach Cook's done Morris up the inside. And now Morris looks to come back up the inside there. And Zach, this is brilliant speedway, this at Poole in heat number 14. And now is Zach about to come back? The neck and neck going down the home straight. Morris just all out holding this lead now. I think we're in the last lap. I'm not too sure. I'm too defrauded this to be counting. As they come round. Oh yeah, it is the last lap. The checkered flag's out. As they come round the final two bends then. And Nick Morris will not have worked harder for a race win there.
And Ace was very close to Paul Stark at the end, but Starkey just odds on. Ace just paid the price for snaking out the start. Imagine if this Nick Morris had turned up earlier on.
100%.
And yeah, Ace just pays the price for a bad start there, to be honest. But at worst case scenario, you're looking at an 8-point deficit, I think, and Redcar will be happy with that. Result of E14 was won by the rider in white, Nick Morris, with a winning time of 61.93. Second in red, Zach Cook, and third in blue, Paul Stark. Points divided 3 apiece, and it's now 44 points to 40. Redcar will leave this track the happier of the two sides. There's no two ways about it.
Oh yeah, 100%, you know.
What a ride by Nick. And that's what he can do.
Fantastic. Once he gets dialed in, he can be a joy to watch. Although that fourth bend there was a little bit hairy and scary. But let's not forget as well, Paul Stark led for the best part of the first lap, and that could have sprung a surprise or two with it. He kept in that lead.
And Ace can't be too disheartened with that. He's got 6 points. He's done his job. 2 really good wins. Bad start there, to be honest. There wasn't a lot he could have done about it. Although it was a lot closer to Starkey at the end of the race than at the start of it. So positives to take.
Talking of the pipe.
Carry on.
Talking of the Pipers, Carrie's just messaged our team chat. Says we've got to mention his 2 heat wins.
Yeah. He has done really well, and obviously Heat 4, Danny King cuts across his line, and that was all she wrote really, and in that one he just snaked out at the start. But Ace will take that. You know, the Redcar reserves, Jody Scott with 4 paid 6 and Ace with 2 heat wins, whereas Stark, he's got 3 paid 4 and Will Cairns has got 2 paid 3, so the Redcar reserves have bossed this, and in fairness, they're stronger at home as well. They've got the difficult part out of the way.
Yeah, 100%.
But Ace has been fantastic, and it makes all the messing around and driving for a couple of hours with his Kevlars on to ensure he was ready for when he got to the track, and everything else. All of that's worth it today for 2 pivotal wins, and whatever this aggregate score is, a large portion of the positives have to go to the Redcar reserves because they've been superb.
100%.
Who do you expect to be in 15? I think it's probably going to be Righty and Danny King. I could maybe make an argument for Nick based off of that last one. Crucially as well, Redcar have got gate choice.
I
think it'll be Lawson and I'd maybe make an argument for Louis Kerr. I think he's been superb tonight. And our Discord call seems to have froze again. Discord's having a bloody nightmare tonight.
It always would, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. We've got our Heat 15 line up. Well, we've got 3 of them anyway. It is Richard Lawson and Zach Cook off 2 and 4. Charles Wright goes in white. Yellow is just updating. But as expected, Redcar take 1 and 3. That's probably the smarter of the decisions.
So it's Lawson in red and Zach in blue, yeah?
Yeah, Charles Wright in white and Richard Lawson's off 2. Zach will be off 4. Wrighty in white off 1. And I'd imagine it will be Danny King. It'll be almost a repeat of Heat 13. Gates-wise as well. I imagine it will be Danny off 3. As long as Redcar don't concede a 5-1 here. But even if they do, the worst case scenario, they're taking an 8-point deficit off and they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, 100%. To be fair, you could potentially vouch for Nick Morris or Jason Edwards.
I'd say it'll probably be Danny King. The last meeting between these two sides at Redcar was Redcar winning by 2 points.
Yeah.
But Redcar did have 2 guests in that night. Jacob Hook guested at number 2 and Ante Vulas at number 4. With all due respect to Hooky and Vulas, Redcar at full strength, or with it is Danny King in yellow, or with probably Jake Allen, I think, was booked for the second leg, weren't he? He can ride Redcar as well as anybody.
Yeah, 100%.
Streams froze.
Oh, don't you just love technology?
That's working again.
Don't you just love technology?
We may be back tomorrow if Oxford's on, but I'll be honest, neither of us are expecting Oxford to be on. If we're not back tomorrow, we'll be back on.
To be honest, if technology's like this, we won't be on tomorrow at all.
It's true. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But we'll be back Thursday, if not with Sheffield versus Leicester, if the weather plays ball. Hit 15 lineup going off gate 1 in white. Charles Wright gate 2 in red. Richard Lawson still unbeaten by an opponent so far. Gate 3 in yellow. Danny King, and off the outside in blue, Zach Cook. I've got to say, Danny King's been a bit of a disappointment for me tonight.
He has, before the meeting started, each time Redcar's been here while Danny King's been a fully fledged bear, he's not scored less than double figures.
And if he'd have done that tonight, it would have been a hell of a lot closer than potentially 8 points.
100%. One last time tonight then, because I doubt we'll have a Super 8. And tapes fly, away we go. Danny King's made a beautiful start there, but it's Richard Lawson that gets there first. And now, what can Zach Cook do? Zach Cook underneath him, and now Danny King round the outside there. And now, what could Wrighty do? Could Wrighty's got to look like thinking about doing the same here. And this is a solid enough ride there from Richard Lawson out in front. And to be fair, I think this race is already settled now as we're in the second lap. I can't see Wrighty making a challenge on Zach as it stands, but you never know. As we come into the third lap now, I think Redcar would take a 6-point deficit, looking at how this is planning out at the moment with 1 lap left to go, and Richard Lawson about to complete a flawless 5-ride maximum here. Danny King's going to be there in the second position, and it's going to be a 4-2.
Danny King snagged off the start and bounced straight into Richard Lawson off gate 2, but in turn that screwed Charles Wright's race up, and Charles Wright's race was over from there. That could have been so much better for the Redcar boys, and I think Charles Wright will be a little bit annoyed at his teammate for that one, because he clattered straight into Lawson, not intentionally, just snaked, but it screwed Charles Wright's race up as well. Result of 15 was a win for the rider in red, Richard Lawson, completing his 5-ride maximum with a time of 61.10. Second in yellow, Danny King, and third in blue, Zach Cook. 4 points to Poole, 2 to Redcar, and the final score 48 points to Poole, 42 to Redcar.
But it is.
I'll let you nominate the rider of, say the rider of the night, because we obviously forgot to nominate before 8:15 started, so I'll let you pick the rider of the night for this one.
Wasn't nominated as a BSN rider of the night. I may sound biased, but I think he's earned it. Ace Piper.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. An argument could be made for Jody as well, but I think them 2 solid race wins for Ace in the heat, you'd expect him to step up in, and he did so. Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. Jimmy says decent result for the Bears. Cheers, guys.
100%.
Unfortunately, technological issues got in the way a little bit tonight, but we'll hopefully get them sorted out.
Hopefully. You never know what you're going to get with technology. It's like getting a box of chocolates from me at Christmas. You never know what you're going to get.
Or if there's going to be anything left in it.
You probably do.
Yeah, the ones that you don't
know. No. You might get a bounty.
Do you want to quickly run through the individual scorers?
So then for the Pirates, Richard Lawson scored a full 15-point maximum. Tobias Thompson 2 and a bonus. Louis Kerr 9 and 1. Zach Cook 8 and 1. Anders Rowe 9. Paul Stat 3 and 1. Will Cairns 2. Charles Wright 7 and a bonus. Jake Mulford 4 and 2. Jason Edwards 6, Nick Morris 6 and 2, Danny King 9, Jody Scott 4 and 3, Ace Piper 6.
So we may be back tomorrow. Probably not. Let's be honest. The forecast's not great, but we will be back potentially Thursday.
Forecast isn't brilliant, is it? Oh.
The forecast for Thursday is not particularly favourable either. Thursday's got
at least
more
we've had a meeting
tomorrow.
this.
Well, the rain stops at 11 tomorrow in Sheffield and dry all through Thursday. We could be okay.
Well, if we see you tomorrow, we see you tomorrow. If we don't, we don't. If we see you on Thursday, we see you on Thursday. If we don't, we don't. Yeah.
Oxford for tomorrow? Nah, there's no chance. There's no chance that's on. Do you want to wrap us for the evening, boss? Thanks for tonight, fellas. Catch you soon. Say is winning.
Cheers, boss, and thanks to everyone that's tuned in tonight. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Don't you just love technology? Is it not the best thing in the world? We probably won't see you tomorrow, let's be honest. So hoping well, we'll see you on Thursday. Have a pleasant Wednesday.